This week in VCT, Master Shanghai has officially started, and holy shit, why is there so many coaches exiting out of their own respective teams? But before we get into that, let's first talk about some rumors that's been happening in the scene. Let's first talk about MIBR, as they are now looking to also sign Liazi along with Rich and Pala. This is a very interesting choice. Liazi, he struggled when he was on Fury Esports, but to be fair, that's obviously also Furia, the team that's built around, obviously around MW0. Could this maybe be a better team for Liazi? Maybe. I don't really know. I mean, they obviously have young players like Rich and Paula coming in. Liazi, he's still also very young as well. So I guess MIBR, I guess they are trying to just get some young Brazilian talent and help them out into tier one, and then they can maybe, I don't know, maybe sell the players for quite a lot of money. So I guess it's a decent choice for MIBR to maybe sign Liazi, but I just don't really know from how he performed in Furia wasn't the best. But I mean, he was part of Hero Base, I'm pretty sure, where they won, I think, split one challenges, I believe. So he definitely has that potential. But we'll see how he actually goes with MIBL with likes of Artsen and Mazen. Both of them are still gonna be staying, looks like. Then everyone else like RGL, Meister, JZ, and FRZ, which obviously we'll talk about soon. They have possibly gonna be leaving the team. Maybe, well, we know that one of them has left officially, but we'll see about all the other players as well. Next up is Loud. They are now looking to re-sign Pancada. Love this choice. I love this a lot. With QCK officially benching himself from Loud and also leaving as well, which we'll talk about more into it later. I mean, someone needs to be the fifth player, and with Les maybe gone as well, but that's still a bit of an unknown situation there. Pancada, he's a really good choice, but my main question is who the hell is going to be playing the duelist role for Loud? Who's who's the duelist player? Is it Kalzine? But he's mainly initiator. Sardak is the IGL, but I think we have seen him maybe a couple times on Duelist. I think I've seen him. I think on Raze. I'm pretty sure a bit. So it'd be quite stupid if Sardak becomes a Duelist. I don't know who you could maybe put as the Duelist role. Maybe Tuzi. I don't think Tuzi really plays Duelist. So the roles are a bit strange over there in Loud, but they could probably work things out because they are very much desperate for a good result coming into stage 2. So signing Pancana, a pretty good choice. Loud's rivals, NRG, they're gonna be making some pretty big roster changes. They're looking to sign Finesse and Som back into the lineup, while Demon One is gone. That is shocking, but at the same time, it's needed. Demon One, he struggled massively in stage one and kickoff. And I'm still not really a big fan of Marv leaving NRG or possibly as well benching himself from NRG. But this Demon One, I hate to say this, but I actually quite like the change. Demon One, he has struggled and is not the 2023 Demon One that we've kind of seen, obviously, from Evil Geniuses and stuff, where he popped off and basically became the new King of Hell. He has struggled this in throughout this year, and I hope that he at least finds a spot in Tier 1, because I think he definitely deserves it. He can maybe go in the role like what like Meteor has done, or Tens, for example, would play a bit more of a supportive role and not the duelist role, because he has struggled here, and Ethan as well as the IGL, he has been pretty good on Yoru as well. So it's however, that does mean that we are going to see 2021, 2022 duelers some back. So that's going to be very exciting, because do I think that he was a bit robbed from getting off the duelist role? I think so, because he is a capable because I do think he is a capable player of being on the duelist role. And obviously that's going to also create a lot more attention as well, because fans both of them are basically fan favorites. So it's going to be a good sign for NRG. Crashes and Victor, they're going to be back together. The synergy is going to be absolutely perfect with Ethan as well in the lineup. Now NRG, that team could maybe make it maybe the champions, but it's gonna be it's gonna take a toll to everyone for that to happen. And the final one, rumors regard, is the first one from China. Def, he is looking to sign with Billy Gaming. This is a really weird one. Def, he used to play for Bleed Esports for a bit, and I think also for the Skies as well. I think, correct me if I'm wrong. So he has obviously been in Tier 1 before, technically, with Bleed, obviously in Ascension. But this is such a weird change of joining Billy Gaming. I don't know how they're going to, I guess, how they're going to communicate, if that's the thing. I think Def has been the idea before, I believe. Maybe I'm wrong, but we'll see how that goes. That's really strange to me because I just don't see Def joining Billy Gaming. But I think according to, I can't remember who the account is right now, so I'll pull it up on screen right here. But according to them, it's looking likely that Def might sign with Billy Gaming. So we'll see if that does come true, but I'm a bit skeptical on that. Let's now talk about actually some stuff that has happened. First off with FRZ, he has officially left MIBR. Not surprised about this whatsoever. FRZ, he was kind of quiet last year, and this year as well, he's also been quiet. So I mean, they need high impactful players. Jay-Z, he hasn't been doing the work as well. Nor has RGL Meister, which I'm a bit disappointed about. Arts and Mazin, both of them have been looking really good in my opinion, so I'm glad that they're possibly going to be staying. But FRZ, leaving MIBL, I'm not surprised about this whatsoever. He has been there for a while, so it makes sense that he's gone. Another Brazilian team, Loud, they have officially announced that QCK has left the team. Now, QCK was a bit of a hot topic, obviously, in my comment section, which I have obviously read. And majority of you are, I guess, kind of happy that QCK is gone. Well, not happy, but like, it is a quite common consensus that QCK is a downgrade to Aspas, and without Aspas, Loud have been struggling. I guess it kind of shows that Aspas was kind of the key to this team. It wasn't like of Psyduck, it wasn't like so like Last, Kaunzine, or Tuzi, it was Aspas. And that's kind of well known considering of how poorly they've been performing this year. Yes, they made it to Madrid, but I think I can't remember where they finished. I think they came like third or fourth, I'm pretty sure. So they kind of struggled there, and then they missed out on Shanghai as well, where they really struggled, and it kind of showed that yes, they have some great players. They have a great RGL Sadag, who's still one of the best. They have some young players like Les, Tuzi, and Kaunzine. But QCK, there have been moments where QCK was really good, but there have also been quite a lot of moments where he's been duds. So, I know with Pancada back, possibly coming back into the lineup, I'll be interested to see how they're going to stage 2 if that does happen. And if Les also leaves, and who was it? Oh, I can't remember the name right now. It's pissing me off. But Rafa, if with Rafa possibly coming in as well, we'll see how that Loud team goes. Because I'm getting a bit worried for this team ever since Aspas left. BBL have made some leadership changes. Epic and Element, both of them have left the team. Mikwanka, he has officially been promoted to the assistant coach role. And the new head coach for the team is Markney, formerly from Foot Esports, I believe, who was a streamer. This is a very risky change, and I'm going to talk about more risky changes as well, because yes, BBL they struggled. Yes, they choked in Stage 1 especially, but I thought Epic is a pretty good head coach, and having Element in was alright, but I don't know. I just don't know how to feel about this. Like, it's kind of like these coaching roles. It's kind of more like I need to see this in action because I don't know. Like, it's been a while that Markney has been the coach. McWanga, he has been the coach. I'm pretty sure for I think UCAM Esports Club, I believe. So I think he was also like a strategic coach. I'm pretty sure before he was promoted to the assistant coach. But it sucks for Epic and Element because I quite highly rate them. But I think a change was definitely needed. I just don't know if Markney was the correct choice. But I might be wrong. Obviously, I might be very wrong. Maybe Markney was the correct choice. Because I mean, have a look at the Turkish scene. There are definitely some coaches there that can obviously like help this team. Like maybe like five Flex Esports. Who else can we maybe talk about? S2G possibly as well. Supermassive Esports maybe. So there are definitely some some teams that you could definitely have a look at. But I guess marking in. I mean, he's been in Valorant for a while. I think ever since 2021, 2022, when Oxygen Esports was over in Turkey. So he has been there for quite a while. So it might be maybe a good change for BBL in the future. Well, the Vitality rumors were true about Salah going inactive, but there's more. Strong officially has left Vitality, and Gorilla is now the new head coach for the team. Oh, I don't like this one at all. Because this team is pretty young, they have young prospects like Runner and Kicks. They obviously have veteranship like Sender and Safe as well, and Trex. So there's kind of like a mixture of like veteranship and rookies. And to have your head coach leave is quite worrying. I actually, I'll be honest, I quite like Salah's coaching. I guess the management of Vitality, they thought he wasn't really doing a good job. I thought he was doing an alright job in my opinion, but obviously I might be wrong though. Having Gorilla in is interesting. I think he has kind of been. I think he has been the strategic coach pretty sure for this team. So he hasn't really been head coach for a while. I can't even remember even like last time he was the head coach for the team. I'll be honest. So it's been quite a while for Gorilla to be the proper head coach for the team. But I'm see how they go. I'm a bit skeptical for the team. I don't think they're going to do well. I think they might be probably going to be where they were stage one and kickoff, but we'll see because I'm a bit skeptical about this team. A very good change here as Monyet has officially left Paper X and has joined RRQ. I love this change, and I think I talked about this, I'm pretty sure, beforehand as well. And I like this. This is a really good change. Having Monyet in basically with the likes of like EMEA, Zafiro as well, and Ewok. I think he's also like worked with those people beforehand when he was playing with Onyx Esports for a bit. I like the change. More Indonesian talent coming in, and he is a talent that deserves being in tier one. I mean, he showed it in Glow Esports. He showed it a bit in PaperX, but maybe PaperX wasn't the correct team from him. But be able to be put with RRQ with some of his Indonesian teammates like Elmore Zafaro and Ewok as well. Good change. I really like this change, but the main question is 2GE still in the roster? No, he's going to now the next team on our list. And that team is Team Secret. Oh boy, have they been busy. So let's first start with the first one. They bench NDG, then Borkham and the coach Warbirds leaves. Dummy is then promoted to head coach, and 2G and Wild Oreo, formerly from Oasis Gaming, has officially joined Team Secret. Yeah, quite a lot of stuff to really break down. First, NDG. What? That's a what? NDG, he has been slowly improving. He is, I wouldn't say he's in contention of Rookie of the Year in Pacific, but he has been a very solid rookie. And it surprises me that Team Secret do not see that. Because I think I see it, because I think I see that. I think a lot of people have also seen that as well from NDG. I'm just surprised that he has been benched from Team Secret because he deserves to be in the starting roster. But apparently not, according to the Team Secret management. Borkham and Warbirds, both of them leaving, is pretty interesting. I thought Borkham, I hate to say this, but I think his time was up in Team Secret. He has been there for a while, and he hasn't been putting out a lot of performances from what we expected from like 2021, where he kind of popped up in Champions. I just haven't really been seeing that. So I can understand Borkham leaving. Is he gonna go to the same? Maybe is he gonna go to like Oasis game possibly? I think that's where I think Wits is or Dispenser. I think one of those players. I'm pretty sure from legally from Team Secret's currently at. So possibly, but it's a bit of a worry for Borkham, especially for his career and Warbirds. He also joined Team Secret last year, and he was actually pretty good for Team Secret, but I guess they just don't really see that. And it's I mean I questioned the change beforehand when Warbirds joined the team. I questioned it a bit. And he was actually going pretty alright, but I mean there has been a couple flaws in his coaching as well. But I thought he was kind of going alright. He was kind of like staying where he was last year, but once again apparently not. But where could Warbirds go? I mean, he could definitely maybe go to a North American team. But I mean, I think everyone is quite happy with their coaching staff as of right now in North America. But he could easily go to like a free agent team like the Glazers, for example, maybe Blend Esports possibly. But I don't really know. Dummy as well being promoted is interesting because this is the first team he's coached, and he's already been promoted to head coach. Do you have that much? Like, do they seriously have that much faith in Dummy? This is the first time that he's been in Valorant. He has been in Rainbow Six, he has been in Overwatch, he's been in a lot of other esports. And for him to go to Team Secret, to a tier 1 team immediately, and then be promoted to head coach, there is something behind the scenes happening in Team Secret that they just love about Dummy. And I don't know what the hell it is because I don't really see it. I'll be honest, I don't see it whatsoever, but apparently the management do, but I don't know. We'll see how they go. And the final one as well is that 2G and Wild Oreo both have officially joined Team Secret. I think 2G, he was alright in his first game of RRQ, but to be fair, they kind of struggled because Australia was sick. And Wild Oreo is a very interesting choice. I think, like I mentioned before, he's formerly from Oasis Gaming, and I think he's going to be the new flex player. I'm pretty sure for the team, which is going to be interesting. So I'll be interested to see if how they implement Wild Oreo back in. But I'm a bit worried for Team Secret just a bit with this amount of changes that's been happening in that team. They they are definitely going to be trying to cook something up for stage 2. And the final news is that DFM has officially released Popagachi. I kind of feel bad for Popagachi because I think he deserves to be in tier 1 or maybe even tier 2 as well. I think he's been alright. He was pretty good in Crazy Raccoon, and he didn't get any playtime this year because C's was in, which I hate. I don't like C's. I'll be honest in the real. So I think having Popagachi in because C's he was such a massive unknown. I mean, like I think he what was he? I think he it was something about like C's knew the coach of the team, who I can't remember the name on right now. Melphobia, I'm pretty sure something like before. I can't remember what it was, but it was like before Valorant or something, and he rated him quite highly, and then they picked him up and stuff. But it kind of sucks for Popagachi because he deserves to be in tier 1. He is a really good player. So with him to be bench for the team, I don't really know how to feel about that. But luckily he's gone, and I do hope that he at least finds a home in tier 2 in Japan, because I think there are definitely some teams in Japan that definitely wants him. Maybe like the Riddle, Fennel possibly as well. Actually, later, not Fennel. They are the best team in Japan, not them. Maybe Exist, maybe Varel, Mirage Gaming. There are some decent Japanese teams that Popagachi could definitely go to and help them. So, but we'll see because Popagachi's career is kind of on threads right now. So I hope that he at least finds a home. Alright, let's now talk about Master Shanghai. First off with North America and Leviathan as a loss against Genji Esports 0-1. Aspas was MVP. Oh god. If you saw my stream that I did yesterday, you saw that my reaction to Com just struggling was quite surprising. I am surprised that Com struggled this much, considering he's had quite a lot of experience online. I mean, he was in Masters Tokyo, he was in Champions, especially for like the Grand Finals, and both of them. So I kind of expect Com to kind of ease in. Tex, he was also really good in this game against Genji, but they just struggle. Like, oh, it's quite sad because I rated Leviathan so high mainly because of Copium, and I thought they're going to be the best in North America because of Copium. Because on paper they look super good, but I just haven't really been seeing that throughout this entire season. I mean, Aspas, he has been really good, but all the other players have been up and down, up and down, up and down. So I guess I kind of questions is that was Nosware really the problem? Because beforehand it was literally Nosware, he was with Leviathan, and the reason why Aspas joined Lev was because of Nosware. But because now he's gone, I mean, was Nosware really the problem, or was the management just a bit too cocky? I don't really know because I think obviously they realized that Com was available, so they went and pick up the comment on Nosware, which I can understand back then. But if we talk about consistency, Nosware is definitely up there. He has been a very consistent initiator player for Furia, and he's also been the new IG as well for this team, and he could definitely be second called as well behind King. because I don't know who the hell second calling was over in Lev other than King as the main idea. No idea. So we'll see how Lev goes in the next match. I can't remember who he's up against right now. I can't remember actually. I have no idea. Might be maybe against Dragon Rage Gaming, but I might be wrong. But we'll see how they go next because I'm getting a bit worried there for Lev. G2 Esports, they just won against T1. The Lotus map was insane, but even more insane was Leaf. He was so good at map 1. Map 2 we don't talk about because that was just a sleeper from Gen G, from G2. But Lotus, that was very competitive. Went to overtime as well, and obviously ended with G2 winning. So they have definitely put a mark on Master Shanghai. I think Icy, he has popped off. He has improved from where I expect him to be. Jonah P, he had some great moments as well, especially on Lotus. Trent, he was pretty good. Valorant as well. Both of them were also very good. But I mean, Leaf, he just took over that game. Like, it was crazy to watch. Moving now over to China. First off, with Dragon Rage Gaming, as they lost against Team Heretics quite convincingly. 0-1, Nick was the MVP. I'm not surprised about this, but from the amount of times they did China moments was insane. I mean, the final 2 rounds of Sunset, if you watched the stream that I did, you will have seen that I lost my mind over DRG. So with them, like, oh god, I can understand nerves, but map 2, they were actually pretty good. But they just had some silly, stupid moments that I really questioned. Map 1, that was just a disaster from them, but Fukashi, he was really good on map 1, especially. DZH also has some good moments as well, but it's just like, really? Just really? It's quite sad for DRG, but I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. This is their first Masters event, so obviously nerves will come in and stuff, so I can completely understand it, but it's just like they struggled map 1. They were really good map 2, but there was just some stupid moments, I'll be honest, from both maps. Fun plus Phoenix. Is this maybe the biggest upset this year? Possibly. They beat out Foot Esports 1-0. Life was MVP. Holy shit, I was not expecting it, and the crown went wild. I coming into this Masters, man, I said that FPX were going to be a C tier team, and at best, I put Foot approach on A. So with that, with that much of a gap, I'm very surprised about this result from FPX. But hey, everyone played phenomenal. Berlin was really, really good. Lysol was popping off. Autumn was super good as well. Hey, he was alright. He was maybe like maybe the only dart, I'll be honest, but he was pretty good though. But Life, he put on a clinical. He obviously, yes, they put up the Clove like they always do, and I think they did win, so it shows that Clove is quite capable in tier 1, but you do need obviously a really good player to play Clove, and that's what Life is. I mean, he played Clove and played Clove exceptionally well, so really happy of FPX's performance, but the winners match, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how FPX goes against some top level teams. Team Heretics next up as they beat out Dragon Rage Gaming, and Woot was MVP, and my god did he take over the game. Woot as the duelist is scary. It is actually nightmare fuel. It is horrifying. And with him as the I love him being on the duelist role. I generally do. At least it shows that if Miniboo is not available because of exams and stuff, then Woot is in to basically like help them. So, and Patek as well in, my god, was he really good. And that's why I think Patek should permanently be in Team Heretics, just in case of any of this happens with Miniboo not being available. I mean, obviously, yes, both Miniboo and Woot, both of them are obviously 18. I don't think Woot has any exams coming up, so I think he's chilling. But it's just crazy to me that, like, Woot, from being in the initiator controller role for a bit and then going to duelist from like a week is very impressive from Team Heretics. So I love watching this team. I love as well the amount of energy that they're bringing into this team as well. It's a great showing from Team Heretics. The same cannot be said though for Foot Esports. Oh boy, they lost against FPX. CNED was MVP, and CNED was kind of nowhere map 1. Like, where was he? He was kind of nowhere, but obviously he picked it up though, which was good. one thing I do like about Foot is that the jersey, I'm pretty sure has like the Chinese name, so like their game, but like the game tag, but like in Chinese, which I quite like. But Foot as a whole struggled. They were not good. Map 2 was pretty good for them, but it's just the rest of the games were just not good from Foot Esports. So we'll see how they go next. I can't remember who they're versing, but they have to win that one. Otherwise, it's going to be a massive failure for this team. Moving over now to T1 as they lost against G2. Corporate was MVP, which I'm quite surprised about. But T1, they had some decent moments in this game. I mean, the biggest one is obviously side player versing against his former team. Carpe had some really good moments as well, especially on especially on Lotus. Icebox, he was also really good there as well. Map 1 was kind of a dud, I'll be honest, from T1. Rossi, he brought the energy in, especially as well onto the final map. Izu, he was also really good. And Expert, he was kind of quiet, but he was also pretty decent as well. But it's just like they kind of overextended a bit. They overheated a bit too much. Side play especially went overheated, and there was some questionable decision making as well from T1. But all in all, they're kind of where I expect them to be. Competitive against some of these midfield teams, but kind of fall at the very end on the final map, or even on the final couple rounds as well, because they struggled. They were looking really good on Lotus, and then the pistol round happened in the second half, and it was just all falling out. So, yeah, it's kind of sad to see for T1, but I hope that they do at least bounce back because I do think they are a capable team of being competitive in Master Shanghai. And the final team for Master Shanghai is Gen G Esports as they beat out Leviathan. Very close game. Tex was MVP. I mean, Karen, he was also really good as well, but Gen G, they were just better than Lev, I'll be honest. There were some really good moments. I mean, Texture, he has been woken. He's been awakened from his slumber ever since he joined this team. I mean, he looks like a completely different player. That's mainly as well because like he mentioned him that Global used him horribly, and they didn't put him on the duelist role, which where I think he should be. And they decided to put SK Rossi in the duelist role, and now look at him, he is now the initiator now for Revenant Esports. So, but I'm glad that Texture he's now back on the duelist role because he deserves it. He deserves being in the duelist role, and he should stay. And it should stay like that. Munchkin, he is also really good as well. I'm trying to think of some other stuff as well that happened in this game, but there were some interesting moments from Genji, but all in all, they look pretty clean. So they are now. I guess they're now looking to get revenge from Madrid, and it starts now. So they're now looking really competitive. And it also shows why the Pacific, they actually now have some really good teams to actually compete on the international stage. The only one was Vividly PaperX, but now that Gen G is now in, it's gonna be quite interesting to see how Gen G goes in the playoffs if they do make it, which I do hope they do. Finally, as well, to round off this video, we have some challenges talks. We'll first out with North American Mid-Season Cup as Auction Esports are victorious in the Mid-Season Cup, winning against Turtle Troop in the grand final, which is quite surprising. So the results as follows: Auction Esports and Turtle Troop both in first and second. Then there's Moist X, Shopify Rebellion, and M80 both in the third and fourth. Then fifth to eighth we have Fluffy Amos, QOR, TSM, and Blend Esports. Then 9th and 12th we have Winthrop University, the Glazers, YFP Gaming, and SAD Esports. And finally, as well, we have South Asia, Split 1 Cup 2, MLT Esports coming from 7th in Cup 1 to 1st in Cup 2, being now True Rippers in the Grand Final 3-0. True Rippers, they're just a bridesmaid now. Like, I swear, they're just a bridesmaid in South Asia. But the results now follows. MLT Esports first, followed by True Rippers second. Grey Fox Esports and Revenant Esports, both of them are now third and fourth. Worth mentioning as well for Grey Fox is that Grey Fox Esports, that roster has now been expanded. They're now Velocity Gaming, I believe. Followed there by Reckoning Esports, Metal Esports, Orangutan, and Carnival Gaming. So that's really about it for the Saturday special of this week in VCT. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Catch you guys on next time in the next one. Goodbye.